I saw elder sisters looking like they were 80 years, 90 years old in the airport. I saw racist white Arabs with their butra and their matob and all of that they wear. I saw them running through the airport and grab elder Nigerian sisters and Senegalese sisters and grab them and snatch them and just throw them across the airport. And I'd run to their white behinds and grab them and throw them against the damn wall. And couldn't speak Arabic, but I was telling them, that's my great grandmother that you just, whether I ever met her before. That's my great grandmother that I left in Africa generations down the line. I saw ghettos in Mecca. Tell me nothing about Mecca. I saw them come out with bread in their robes, in their throats, and black people be there stuck or stranded there because they just wanted to be somewhere close to what they call the sacred precinct. And I see them arrogantly walk out and throw bread up in the sky and let it hit the ground, and our people eat off the ground. In an oil-rich Saudi Arabia, pumping billions of barrels and billions of dollars. Saudi Arabia, Saudi Arabia, Saudi from a root etymologically, it's a similar root to Aswad, which means black. Arabia. If you're confused on that, read Chancellor Williams. Dr. Chancellor Williams said that all of that area changed from black to brown to white. From black to brown to white. That they drove us from the centers of power. And they set up in Saudi Arabia, as they call it today. They set up in what is called Israel today. They set up in Syria. They set up in Jordan. They set up in Morocco and Algeria, if I didn't say it. They set up in Egypt. They set up in Libya. They set up in all of those areas and drove us from the centers of power. And those areas changed from black to brown to white. You don't want to talk about that. You say, well, what about slavery? Let's talk about slavery in Islam. I haven't seen the slavery, but I'll tell you what I did see. I was in Medina at Masjid al-Nabi, the Prophet's Mosque in Medina. I saw these men with their eyes back in their head. Their temples were recessed into their head, gaunt looking East African, or looking Ethiopian, or Somalian, or Eritrean, which is all the same. All the same. Until the white man started his game. They were rough on the women in the mosque. They were just grabbing women and throwing them all over the place. I wasn't like Malcolm, I didn't say nothing about that. But if they put their hand on a sister, I'd grab their hand and check them. So I asked, who are these men? People say, you don't know who that is? It's a whole group of them. I said, no, who are they? They said, those. They said, those are the eunuchs. My brain locked. I said, what are they, unique? Well, what do they mean? I guess they are unique. They said, a eunuch, you know what a eunuch is? I said, yeah. They say, yeah, you know, their reproductive, their regenerative organ, their sex organ was cut off by the white Arabs. I got furious. I said, what? They said they bring them over from Africa. And they cut their regenerative and reproductive organs off so that they can watch over their harems and watch over their many women, and they not have to worry about the African brother impregnating one of their women. I had nightmares, dreams about these brothers. For nights, they were very antisocial. They didn't want to deal with anyone. They stayed among themselves. They had this kind of resentment, as I said, for women and for anything outside of their immediate circle. I saw that. to the degree that I could see with my own eyes. And some of you, you're asking crazy questions. I didn't see that far. No, somebody will say, did you really see? That's a fool. And I know we got a question and answer period coming up. So I'm trying to discourage the fools before we even get started. So if you're thinking about asking me that, don't ask me no damn silly question. And anyway, there was nothing to see. They had been castrated. Castrated. Now that's going on today. So when there are rumors about slavery, because you're a Muslim, you might want to hide and say, well, I don't think so, and that's wrong. And it might be wrong, and it might be coming through the wrong channels. But the enemy having another plan for putting it out there, exacerbating tensions and exaggerating stories. But I have reason to believe that it could be true, but I have no proof, and I must be honest, except proof of the eunuchs is proof enough for me. I was in the Sudan, and I was sitting with Brother Sadiq al-Mahdi, with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We were at Sadiq al-Mahdi's home, and out of the clear black or blue, I asked one of my questions. The minister looked at me. I said, Brother Sadiq, do our people here in the Sudan consider themselves Muslim? Or no, I didn't say that. Do they consider themselves Arab or African? He never hesitated. He said Arabs. But he's in the Sudan. He said, we are Arabs. Anyone who speaks the Arabic language is an Arab. I said, brother, that sounds, the minister looked at me. But he didn't stop me though. He let me go on. I said, that sounds like Arab imperialism to me. You mean you're an African and you deny your Africanism? To say that you're an Arab, I could have understood a little bit if he would have said we are Muslim. Then he would have been dealing with something in a religious or spiritual realm. But he said we are Arab. And I hear many arrogant Arabs say, oh, assalamu alaikum, alhamdulillah. We are so happy that you have accepted our religion, Islam. Say it's not your religion. All that I'm covering now deals with Malcolm's dream of human rights. You can't get human rights legislated from The Hague in Netherlands. You can't get human rights legislated from any white European body on the face of the planet Earth. You can't take your case to a world court. Malcolm, we love you for all that you have done, but 30 years later, we must make a careful, critical, and correct analysis. You can't take your case before the United Nations. Rockefeller paid for a greater portion of the very ground that the United Nations is sitting on. All of the African nations and Asian nations can vote together in a solid block. And one stinking cracker can walk to the podium, may not even walk to the podium, hit a button or hit a lever at the desk, and veto. One cracker can veto all of the votes put together. Am I lying? How many know what I'm talking about? Let me see your hand. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just keep your damn hand up. Some of you won't raise your hand. You don't have to raise your hand. Hell, you know some of the ones that didn't raise their hand know I'm telling the truth. But you want to keep the lie out there. Because some don't want to give this white man up. Human rights. You are the human. You are the human. You naturally have the moral and spiritual and ethical nature. I'll do that in part 2 after the break.
Thanks for viewing, you all. And on your way out, make sure you hit that subscribe button. hit that notification bell and the word all to ensure that you will get notifications when I upload videos on YOUTUBE. Also, press those condiments, the like and the share. Share the information with relatives, friends, co-workers, anyone that you come to contact with. It is a magnificent way to jumpstart your conversation. Peace out and never give up on your DREAMS.